Alright, so if you guys have been following my build video, I was complaining about some issues with clearance on those terra-claw motors. Well, it's come to a point now where I can't really articulate without it grounding out on the poles, the shocks that is. So I figured, might as well not run it like that, take any chances. So I already went in, looked at a pair of integers. Anyways, here, it's hard to get at. I should have moved the tires, I guess. But yeah, depending on where you articulate, it's rubbing up against the motor poles right there. The little resistors are getting caught in the springs too. And all in all, the front suspension steering was having issues as well. That's how the whole problem got noticed, anyways. During the build, I couldn't push the steering all the way. Was it to the left? Yeah, I think to the left. Sorry, to the right, without it binding. But as you can tell, these NTG motors are much smaller. Lengthwise, almost the same, but the can is a little bit shorter here, so it allows for a lot more clearance. So we should have no issues with that. Alright, so we're going to get started and show you the process. Alright, so pretty simply, we're going to take the shell off, get the wheels off. And then now we're going to start dismantling those. Little touch of siren iron is going to get those off. Same on both sides. So no more connection. Upper links, shocks, and then the lower links. Just as you put them in. Shouldn't take much. I think there's 3 screws per side. So pretty much the same up front until I ran into an issue with the servo. It's kind of covering those shock holes, so I had to take that out. For simplicity, I left the arm intact, pulled it off the servo, or off the horn, should I say. And now we have full access to the links in the shock. So both transmissions are done. You have 3 screws on each up top and 2 at the bottom. The rear is a little bit different. It's got a hinge system, so I think it's only 2 at the bottom and 3 at the top. And the motor just flips out. And if you're watching my earlier build, the reason I can do this without having to pull the whole axle apart is I cut the motor mount at the bottom. There's a little gap that goes where the axle should go through. So by cutting that out, I'm able to pull out the motor here. Just 2 long bolts for the motor. Get her pinion off. Alright, so I went ahead, put the NTG motors back on. Start with the upper links, lower links, and the shocks will mount just up top. Almost done here. Get the servo back up. Tie it all in, and front's pretty much done now. So the rear is probably the easiest. 2 upper links, 2 lower links, and then our shocks. Alright, so last few pieces here. Get the shocks back on. And we're as good as done. So now I'm going to show you the flex without any binding. So we should be able to get a better view here given that the tires are off. But as you can see, no clearance issues, nowhere there. Whereas before we were rubbing pretty hard. And same with the front. Actually, the front is even more noticeable. Steering has tons of throw, no rub, no grind at all. And suspension's not touching at all. So I'm pumped. Should be able to run this guy this afternoon. So guys, thanks for watching. Please just thumbs up and subscribe.